Слово предоставляется Фроде Маурингу, постоянному координатору ООН в Российской Федерации.
For many years now, Moscow State University has been a long-term partner in promoting the human development concept in the Russian Federation. Coming back to the report that we're presenting today, I'd like to say that it is a very special one. Why? First, it's the 20th in a series that started by UNDP in 1990. This 2010 report was launched in New York and many other world cities, and now Moscow being one of them, by Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, UNDP Administrator Helen Clark, and Nobel laureate Amartya Sen. The latter is one of the original creators of the human development concept. Second, it offers new insights on human development trends and patterns in 135 countries with data from over 40 years based on the Human Development Index. The research showed that most developing nations made dramatic yet often underestimated progress in health, education, and basic living standards in recent decades, with many of the poorest countries posing the greatest gains. And third, the report introduces 3 new indices: the Inequality-Adjusted Human Development Index, the Multidimensional Poverty Index, and the Gender Inequality Index. This is what other speakers will elaborate more in detail today, including providing an insight into Russia's perspective in human development. Spasibo.
The report being launched here today provides a systematic review of the human development record since 1970. It suggests that people today are healthier, better educated, and wealthier than ever before. So how does your country look in the human development context? Russia's Human Development Index value for 2010 is 0.719. This puts it firmly in the high human development category, ranking in the 65th out of 169th surveyed countries and territories. Russia's development progress, as measured by the Human Development Index, has been steady and improving since the late 1990s, when the effects of the initial transition shock began to dissipate. Moreover, Russia is among the few countries in its group to have improved its ranking in the 5 years leading up to the global economic crisis. Russia's performance in terms of gender inequality is also very good. Russia occupies the 41st place in UNDP's Gender Equality Index. At the same time, unfortunately, Russia's life expectancy has declined even in comparison to 1970. This, today, is one of Russia's greatest human development challenges. Actually, I would really like to emphasize that we at UNDP are very happy and privileged to work with Russian colleagues on applying the human development research and monitoring to national and even local development challenges. However, as today's report shows, there is no one path to development and no single model can be prescribed. It is hence important to promote the cooperation among countries on sharing development experiences. And in this context, we look forward to continued cooperation with Russia on human development research, analysis, and advocacy, both nationally and abroad. Thank you for your kind attention.
Спасибо, госпожа Удовички. Слово предоставляется Тимоти Скотту, одному из разработчиков глобального доклада о человеческом развитии.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We've constructed a new Human Development Index database to review trends in 135 countries over the 4 decades since 1970. Now, the different colored lines in this graph show the different progress of countries around the world, their starting point in 1970 and where they are today. So if we look at this slide, at the bottom we can see the years from the left to right, 1970 to 2010. On the vertical axis, we have the value of the Human Development Index going up, And moving left to right, we see the progress of most countries in upward direction, which indicates increase in the Human Development Index. And as we can see from this graph, Russia's index fell each year from 1990 until 1998, which is the low point in that graph. But since 1998, it's improved annually until now, 2010. The first year, its value has become higher than it was in 1990. Now, these trends are driven partly by changes in gross national income, which has increased a significant 12% since 1990. Now, the trends for Russia are also explained by changes in life expectancy. And at just over 67 years, Russia has one of the lowest life expectancies in the region. It's also lower now than what the country's life expectancy was in 1970. And there may be different causes behind these changes, and we might hear a bit more of that later, or the next presentation. But certainly some of the reasons include reversals, mortality reversals for adult men related to alcohol consumption and the stress of transition. But the trend may also be partly explained by the accuracy of life expectancy data, which is now available compared with the accuracy of data that was available in 1970. And now just one final thought. Putting people at the center is much more than just an intellectual exercise. If people are truly the real wealth of a nation, then this means going beyond research. And this 2010 report provides a clear example of how systematic data analysis can be used to inform policy and action at global and national levels for both developed and developing countries. Let me stop there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Тим рассказал достаточно подробно о том, как изменялись показатели российские. Я бы хотел обратить ваше внимание только на некоторые аспекты. Как уже говорилось, все страны, их 169 в докладе, разбиты на 4 группы. Страны с очень высоким уровнем человеческого развития, их 42, с 1 по 42. Страны с высоким уровнем человеческого развития, с 43 по 85. Страны со средним уровнем человеческого развития и, наконец, с низким уровнем. То есть 169 стран разбиты более-менее на равные 4 группы. Российская Федерация, Беларусь, Казахстан, Украина, которые нам близки, они все относятся к странам с высоким уровнем человеческого развития. То есть это вторая группа стран. А в первую группу, то есть стран с очень высоким уровнем человеческого развития, из всех бывших советских республик попала только Эстония. Как видите, она занимает 34 место в рейтинге 2010 года. То есть, иными словами, понятно, что если бы в России удалось существенно снизить смертность и увеличить ожидаемую продолжительность жизни, то наше место было бы среди стран с очень высоким уровнем человеческого развития. Если мы посмотрим два показателя, которые часто используются в демографии, младенческая смертность и ожидаемая продолжительность жизни при рождении, и сравним отсталые страны, достаточно отсталые, Зимбабве, которая, в общем, по всем показателям даже можно было видеть на графике, который показывал Тим, выпадает из общего ряда. И другие страны, скажем, африканские, Афганистан, где идет война непрерывно уже много-много лет, то мы увидим, что между ними, с одной стороны, Казахстаном, Россией, Белоруссией и Украиной, с другой стороны, тоже лежит пропасть. То есть, с одной стороны, мы довольно далеко от стран с очень высоким уровнем человеческого развития, с другой стороны, мы очень далеко от наиболее отсталых стран мира. Спасибо за внимание. Мы работаем больше 2 часов. У меня по этому поводу 2 есть предложения. Первое предложение – поблагодарить докладчиков и всех, кто выступал и задавал вопросы. А второе предложение – перейти в комнату 545, это по коридору налево, там есть стрелочки даже специально, и продолжить общение в неформальной обстановке.
Спасибо большое.